Alright, this one's for Ed. He's a regular student of mine, he's also a patron, and he's been looking at the Mysterions. There's a couple of versions here. So it's inspired by a 1957 Japanese sci-fi movie called The Mysterions. It was written by this guy, probably can't pronounce that. So I'm mostly going to be looking at the Chups version, which is more or less a direct cover of the Jimmy Tarbutton version, which was a 1965 recording. And the backing track which you could hear there, I've made it's kind of a mix of both of those, and you can get it on my Patreon along with the tabs to this lesson, and the links for that will be below. Both versions have the exact same intro, and we're going to play it in F. And we're literally going to play the first fret of every string starting on the E string, the low E string going to the A, D, G, B and E. Now there's some heavy tremolo effects on both recordings, so you can mess around with that. I've also got some spring reverb on today as well. So after you've heard that intro, you'll hear a bass come in for a bit, and then the first main riff is going to come in. The two different versions are very similar. I'm going to start with the Chups one, and there's a bunch of different ways to play it. Probably the easiest is if you keep it in the first position like this. If you're going to be really precise, you can hear a slide up on the second part of the riff. But I'm not going to worry about that for now. Let's just play it simply. So first fret on the E string, first fret on the B string, second fret on the B string, then third fret on the G, first fret on the B, then we're going to play the first and third frets on the G string, and then first fret on the B, then back to first fret on the G. So that's your first part. Second part. So we're going to go first fret on E, first fret on B, second fret on B, fourth fret on the E string, first fret on the E string, then 2, 3 on the B string, and then third fret on the G. Then the next part you're going to repeat the first part up to here, and then we're going to go first fret, third fret on the G, and first fret on the B, and repeat that. Then we're going to come back down, third fret on the G, first fret on the G, open G, and we're going to end with an F minor chord. So in the key of F. I'll have the tabs for that on the Patreon. That is the riff, and it's repeated throughout. As I was saying before, you can hear a slide up on the second part in the Chups version, so you could move the positioning a little bit for that, but then you're going to end up wanting to come back down. So I don't know how you want to play it. I've tabbed it out, you can make up your own mind. That's fairly simple, it's just a bit of a memory game. I would say if you're trying to learn a line like this, it sounds obvious, but it's really helpful if you know the tune in your head. So if you can sing it or at least tap it out, the rhythms of it, that's going to help a lot instead of just jumping in there trying to remember everything. Anyway, so that's your first part. Now there's two other parts in the tune. I'm just going to call them bridge 1 and bridge 2. So the first part, it's really simple. So your first finger is going to lay across the first frets on the E, B and G strings. It's giving you an F minor really. Then we're going to take it off and play just the B and G strings there. And we're going to jump between those two. The timing's a little weird. It comes on the offbeat. So if you go back and listen to it, you can hear where it fits in. Then the other part, the other bridge 2 if you like, we're just gonna play some minor chords. Taking this A minor shaped bar chord. So first finger on the 4th fret on the A string, ring finger on the 6th fret of the D string, little finger on the 6th fret of the G string, and then middle finger on the 5th fret of the B string, and then your first finger is flat down to get that 4th fret on the E string there. So there's your A minor shaped bar chord on the 4th fret. And again, it's off the beat, so it's a 1. We're going to move this up to the 7th fret, back to the 4th, and back to the 1st fret there. So 1. That's all it is. And then we're going to finish with a major chord there on the 4th fret. So it's the exact same shape, but we're moving everything down one set of strings onto the low E. It's like a G sharp major. It's like E major shaped bar chord. So you got 4, 6, 6, 4, 6, 6, 5, 4, 4. Then in the Chups version, you're hearing a chromatic rundown from the 4th fret to the 1st, so we got 4, 3, 2, 1, and that rings out for a couple of bars, and then we get another F minor for a couple of bars. So that is pretty much it for the Chups version. The ordering changes round. Again, just listen to it, play along to it, see what happens. And then I'm also going to look at the Jimmy Tarbutton version as well, because it's obviously where the inspirations come from. It's very similar, it's almost the same. For example, this main verse, we're going to play it exactly the same but up here on the octave. So we're going to start on the 12th fret on the high E string. And we're going to play, it's the same shape. So again, you can just transfer that all up, but instead of the 1st fret, you're on the 13th fret. So the only difference would be that instead of playing an open G, we're going to be playing the 12th fret there. And then I'm going for a little F minor triad there. So there you go, that's pretty easy. Again, all the tabs will be in the Patreon. Then the first bridge in the Jimmy Tarbutton version is slightly different. Instead of your, we're gonna take an F here, which is the 6th fret on the B string, and then straight after playing that, we're gonna play the 9th fret on the G. It's this nice sort of discordant sound. And then we're going to play your F again, and then the 8th fret on the G string, and we're going to jump between the two, leaving that F to ring out for that spooky sound. And then the second bridge is pretty much the same again with those minor chords. And there's kind of less going on in that version, and it jumps back to the second bridge again. So listen to both, figure out your favourite one. The Chups is kind of a cleaner version of it. Yeah, thanks for watching. Come to the Patreon for the backing track and tabs. You can stay for a little bit or as long as you want. I've got loads more videos there. I do one-on-one lessons. I've also done a bonus video about the bass part as well, if you've got any bass players out there. I also want to tell you quickly about my new release from my band X-Ray Cat Trio. We've just released a live album. It's got 13 tracks on there. It's also on Spotify. You can get the see-through vinyl. I'll put some links below from our Bandcamp. There you go. And if you head to our website, we'll see loads more stuff, loads more music on the Spotify there. That's X-Ray Cat Trio. And thanks for watching the Death Ray Cat channel. I'll see you later. Cheers, bye.